Hi everyone, it's Lisa Sweeney here, and I'm so excited. I'm being joined today by another one of our Women on the Rise, Nina Hargrave, and she is the founder behind Serene Body Health. So welcome, Nina.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
It's very exciting, and I want you to just spend a little minute sharing with us how you actually help people.
Well, I create products for people. So I have a brand and I create natural scents. So I started off doing a range of aromatherapy, perfume oils, and now the range has increased to scented magnesium body oils and a range of eau de parfum as well. So the aromatherapy is really to encourage people to incorporate a mindfulness practice, throughout their day, and just to use the scent as really a way of improving their health. So I promote this Serene 6 practice when someone does purchase the product online, for example. I will send them an email about how to use the product, and just how to use it to be more mindful throughout the day and night. And I've got one that's called rest, for example, and lift, and a lot of people use the rest for sleep.
Mm.
And yeah, a lot of people use there's one called ground, and a lot of people use that for anxiety and stress and things like that.
I can imagine that'd be fabulous. Sleeplessness is one of our major problems
Yeah,
at the moment as a society. So that would be great if you could take a few minutes and get yourself in the right headspace for it.
yeah, absolutely. And even with the body oils, so the body oils are quite new, but there's 3 different body oils. Just having the combination of the scented essential oils with the magnesium is a really nice
Mm.
combination. And a lot of people use the magnesium topically, because it's actually really effective topically and internally. And
Mm.
I've started it recently, and it's really, really effective for sleep. It's really
Oh,
good. Yeah,
fabulous.
yeah.
So share with us, Nina, a little bit about your why and how you got into this.
So I started the business about 5 years ago, but the main kind of reason for the interest in the essential oils and the meditation, that really came out of going through grief. So when I lost my mum and I lost my sister, I lost them in a very short period of time. So my mum, she had cancer, and so she was terminally ill. So when we lost her, then 6 months later, or 7 months later, my sister overdosed. And then a few months later, then I had my second child. So it was just a huge year for me. And, I was pretty lucky that I didn't get any kind of postnatal depression or anything like that. But what
Yeah.
it did, put me in a very different kind of headspace and perspective. So I had to do things to look after myself. And so I started just becoming more mindful and taking an interest in essential oils. And then I got into the meditation, and I really started to do a lot of, meditation courses, which then led me to a teacher training course. And yeah, so the product sort of went hand in hand with
Mm.
the practice.
Fabulous. And so, out of your own necessity, you've come up with an amazing business that will help lots of other people.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that even though I'm moving into the kind of fancier eau de parfum style fragrance, it's really, I think the business is really the foundation of the business is health. So
Mm.
when I do a body oil, I don't want to just do a body oil. I want to do magnesium in the body oil, so that there are health benefits to it, to everything.
Yeah.
I don't use synthetics because there's a huge issue with synthetics in fragrance, and we don't know what's in the synthetics, and there's so many unlisted ingredients in the word fragrance that you just don't know what it is.
Yeah, and that's really important. So natural ingredients, that's great. So Nina, share with us one of the defining moments you've had in your career.
Um, there has been a few. One of them, which I really, I guess it made me think that I wanted to incorporate this into the business was philanthropy. So I guess coming from my experience and my sister, overdosing, and she had mental health issues, and then me kind of looking after my own mental health, through my products. I started to do some work with, youth groups. And I did this one that I really enjoyed, which was when I went to Dubbo, and it was organised originally through the Smith family. And it was just a young group of like 12-year-old, mainly girls that turned up. But we did one in Dubbo, and then we did one in Wellington, which was like the next town. And there was a few people involved, Headspace were involved in that. And I did a meditation, and then I offered, the kids a product, and I found that really, really rewarding. So
Mm.
I definitely want to do more of that. And I do donate $1 from each online sale to Headspace every year.
Oh, that's fabulous. It's that sense of purpose, I think, which really
Yeah.
must goes hand in hand a bit with your why, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does. And then the other reason, which I think is becoming more, which seems to be evolving more recently, which is really nice, is this collaboration. So I do a lot of collaborations with other women in business, and I do quite a lot of formulating for other brands and other women. So that's really exciting as well.
Right. So if you've got an idea for a fragrance, they can come to you and you'll develop something.
Yeah, I can develop it for them, and I've got a really good manufacturer that can sort of do things in small batches, which is so unusual. Trying to
Yes.
find someone to do things in small batches, because I've started off making all of my own, like formulating and making all my own product, and I
Mm-hmm.
still do make a portion of the product, and then half of the product is made, is manufactured. So eventually, all of my product will be manufactured, and then I can just sort of focus on just formulating, which is the fun part.
Mm. Fabulous. And so if people want to come to you, they can get the fragrances, but you also do a lot of around mindfulness. I mean, what do you say to people, Nina, when they say, look, I don't have time for mindfulness?
Yeah, a lot of people I find say that um, they're worried that they're not good at it, or they don't have time, or they're just, they resist it. And I think it's totally understandable, because I find at times within my own practice, sometimes I resist doing it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's not something that you have to be good at. It's just being mindful is just really just observing, how you feel, observing your thoughts. And it's that level of acceptance, of just accepting where you're at in that moment. So you might feel miserable in that moment, your body might hurt, um, but it's just really observing that and accepting that, and just kind of just tuning inwards. Because I think if we don't tune inwards and, you know, really kind of move into our body and out of our head, we're kind of just running in autopilot all the time, and where we can run into health problems. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. And you mentioned before that the aromatherapy side's really helpful at getting you to, make that switch.
Yeah, exactly. So I using the scents, and it can be any kind of natural essential oils. Really, essential oils are the best. But using by breathing the scent in, you're sort of accessing that emotional part of the brain. So the scent goes into the limbic system of the brain, and that part of the brain is like the primitive part of the brain where the emotions and the memories are stored. And that's often why people will associate a
Mm.
memory with a smell. and it will be like instant, and it will take you back to a moment in time. So it's a really nice way to kind of access that part of your brain. It can help you switch into that parasympathetic nervous state much quicker. So I do recommend, breathing the scent in, because then you're also, for starters, then you're breathing. Then you can sort of, lower your breath into the belly rather than, up here in the chest. So it's like a really useful tool to begin a mindfulness practice, and just to kind of step into like your awareness. I think it works pretty well.
And so for anyone who's interested, Nina's actually got some really great meditations on her website that if you sign up for her newsletter, I think you can get access to.
You can, yeah. The 6-week meditation course, and it's not, when I say course, it's not a course, it's just you'll literally just be sent one a week, and you can just work on that one, and it will go for about 12 to 15 minutes, and you can just listen to it, say, in the morning or in the night, and then it will send you the next one, and it will just be for 6 weeks. And I guess it just gives you a little bit of an introduction into a practice, if that's something that you're interested in doing.
Wonderful. Now, and what's next for you? You're busy growing this business, so what are the exciting next steps?
Yeah, so I really enjoyed releasing the Eau de Parfum range, and I've had some really good feedback with those scents, actually, that they're quite unique. And I'm pretty excited about some collaborations that are going to be launching this year. And one of those is a new Eau de Parfum. And then there is another fragrance, which is an oil-based fragrance that I'm releasing. So there's, some exciting new products that will be available soon.
Awesome. Well, watch this space. I think there's some exciting secret business coming out. So keep an eye on Nina's pages and watch her space for this. Thank you so much for joining us, Nina. And it's clearly obvious that you are very passionate about supporting people and from a mindfulness. So really appreciate having this chance to chat with you.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. It's been really good.